What's going on, everybody? This is Jeff with Altcoin Buzz. So if you've been watching this channel for a while, you know we've been talking about Electroneum. You know that I was buying at 2 cents, and then again at 4 cents, and then again I bought more at 6 cents, and I also participated in the ICO. I'm currently not buying any more Electroneum because I personally have already accumulated my core positions at those lower prices. But it might not be too late for you to actually get into Electroneum. If you're late to the show, I personally don't have a need to buy any more Electroneum at the moment, but I am making this video because I think that Electroneum still has a lot of room to grow, and I'll go into those details here right now. So first and foremost, if you go to the Electroneum Twitter account, which you can access that through CoinMarketCap's social tab here, you will see that they just announced that the Hackerone information is over. So great news. The Hackerone challenge finally finishes on Monday, and we are now rolling out the last of these little bug fixes, and we will be launching, relaunching Electroneum by the middle of next week. Please check your emails for an official update. So if you were invested in the Electroneum ICO, here's the information you've been waiting for, right? So big news for you. Now, this is where it gets very interesting. Okay, so two things to keep in mind, and there's two potential outcomes of this. People are saying that once the Electroneum tokens once they release their coins, and all the people who participate in the ICO get their cryptocurrency from Electroneum, some people are saying everyone's going to dump. Well, that would have been old news in my opinion, because that was the old assumption. But what I now think is going to happen is I don't think it's going to go down, but it could, okay? You know, I don't have a way to tell the future, and I can't make any guarantees for you because this isn't financial advice. But I will say this: when they are released and leading into that, and when they do get onto another exchange like Bittrex, I wish I would have seen or saw Binance on here, but I'm not seeing Binance. So it's looking like it's going to go on Bittrex. Once it goes on to Bittrex, oh wow, this thing is going to pump massive amounts of volume, in my opinion. And I think I wouldn't be surprised to see a 20-cent Electroneum, okay? So, and that's a very conservative, that's a conservative price point, really, to be honest with you. Now, right now, that's why you're seeing this surge. In Electroneum, in the last 24 hours, it just keeps going up. I mean, it almost hit 13 cents. So, if you were watching my videos back when we first talked about it at 2 cents, you know, I found Electroneum basically, like I said, I participated in the ICO. When it was down here, when it was bottoming out, because I was kind of irritated myself when I didn't get the Electroneum coins. And I was telling you guys, I was like, hey, you know, this was one of the most successful ICOs ever. And right now it's just bottomed out and people have forgotten about it. They're irritated with it. They don't like it. So that's why I was saying, hey guys, this is a sleeping giant right here at an awesome price point. You guys should jump in. And, some of you actually did. You jumped in with me. So the problem that we were having, that I had and that other people had, was it was only available on Cryptopia, which is a less than popular exchange. It's not for any other reason other than the fact that it's just not as commonly used. Cryptopia isn't, but people were having difficulty, you know, getting signed up, getting approved, and all that to get onto Cryptopia. And then when they finally did, the price was going up. So some of you guys got it at 3 cents, 4 cents, 5 cents, 6 cents. Today it's up to 12 cents. If you guys want, you could take profit on some of that. Just be aware, if it goes down after they release those ICO coins, it could go down and you might lose some of that profit that you could take. It could go either way. I mean, do you want to take profit? Are you in the business of taking profit when you get 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times gains? Or are you one of the people who are willing to, you know, be patient to see if you can get the bigger results? That's kind of where you got to sit with your approach to cryptocurrency investments and whatnot. So we've gone through those dynamics. If you don't know what the Hackerone situation was, basically you can come on here and you'll see where they had their website where they had this issue. If you try to log in, you'll see Electroneum working with Hackerone. They've worked with Spotify, Starbucks, Blockchain, Airbnb, the United States Department of Defense, Coinbase. So, as you know, after experiencing real credible security threat, we closed access to the Electroneum wallet system and app to allow time to completely overhaul our software and network infrastructure. So basically, Electroneum had a little bit of a security threat, as they call it. People assumed that Electroneum was playing games and trying to scam people. But people got to stop jumping to these conclusions, and instead of jumping to these irrational conclusions, do research. See if they're being transparent. It's if they're not being transparent and they just disappear and you don't hear from them, that's when you say if it quacks like a duck, looks like a duck, feels like a duck, it probably is a duck. But if they're being transparent, putting out press releases, and they're also communicating with people in the public forums and stuff, guys, come on, man, really? Why would this have been a scam? So, I mean, I knew right out of the gates. Sure, when I first saw this, I was like, what's going on? But after I had done a little bit more research, I was like, oh, these guys are real. They're still working. They're just doing something called infrastructure repair. If you don't know what infrastructure repair is, it's like saying, hey, the road's closed. Like in your hometown, if they're doing road repairs on your road, it doesn't mean that they're trying to scam you out of going to work or not driving on the road. It's because they're laying pipes or they're fixing the road. But to some crazy neurotic person, they might say, oh, they're trying to scam us. You know, you guys got to stop. You guys got to kind of grow up out of that. Like, not everyone's trying to scam you. Not everyone's trying to cheat you, or, you know, like that happens. And yeah, you have to be aware of it, but you can't go around just loosely blurting out these things and making these accusations every time something like this happens. You know, do a little bit more research on your end. At least if you're watching this video, at least have a little bit of maturity about yourself to say, well, let me look in a little bit more before I make an assumption based on an emotional release that I'm about to have that's going to make an assumption. If you have the thought, say, let me do my own investigation before I agree that it is this or that. That's all I'm saying. And with the Electroneum thing, because there was so many people who thought it was a scam and the Electroneum was going down, that's why you saw this. People, it's not necessarily even because of the scam. It's because people were bored with it. They were like, oh, okay, like Electroneum kind of fell off the map for a little bit. So it goes from like this really successful, popular ICO to all of a sudden just like flatlining. And that's the dip, guys. We were talking about this. Buy the dip. See, I'm looking at that with Manetha right now. Because if you watch my video on Electroneum when I made it, it was like 2 weeks ahead of time, 3 weeks ahead of time. Like Manetha, that's what I'm seeing with Manetha right now. It's got that same kind of chart. And if you compare it to the Electroneum chart, you can see what I'm talking about. And it's not just about the chart. It's about you know, the tech too, because the tech's got to be there to support it. And if you start looking at the Manetha project and the tech behind it, you start to see that this one being lower, I mean, you can wait till you find the bottom of it. I mean, crazy thing is, it's around about 5 cents. Around 5 cents, picking up Manetha is going to probably be an interesting pickup for you. Could I be wrong? Sure. But I'm seeing the same kind of thing with the Manetha. If you take a look at the tech, you know, you'll see what I'm talking about. And it's up to you if you think the tech is got some potential. If you don't just ignore the little tip that I'm throwing out there. It's just, that's the whole point you guys are watching these videos, to get ideas about different things to keep an eye on. It's not so you have to react on everything. You don't have to go, okay, Jeff spoke, I'm going to go buy Electroneum. Jeff spoke, I'm going to go buy Manetha. No, because I don't want that kind of responsibility to be responsible for all your trades you're making if they go up or down. If they go up, great, you don't owe me nothing. If they go down, you know, I don't owe you nothing. You know, it's like we're having a conversation, and you got to be mature enough to accept responsibility no matter what. And we're just having a conversation, except it's through YouTube, basically. If you want to conversate with me, drop a comment in there and I'll see it. I don't necessarily comment to everyone, but I read most of them. But I don't have time to go through them and read them because I'm doing other things, like doing research. But I'll check on my videos. Sure, I might miss some of the comments, of course. I mean, I usually read like the top 5 or 6 comments, you know. Sometimes I'll put a like. I'll like the comment if I see it. Doesn't mean I have to agree with it, but I'll at least like it, right? Sometimes most of the time you guys say some really cool stuff though. I get a lot of cool comments from you guys, and it's not just about saying like, hey Jeff, you're a cool guy. I'm saying like cool comments like, hey, check out this coin because here's why. Or what do you guys think about Electroneum because I saw this, I heard the great news, you know, stuff like that. Those are the kind of real value comments that I like, where people are like showing that they're thinking for themselves, not just being sheep that when a shepherd says go left, they go left. Because we're independent thinkers that are functioning in a community, meaning because we're all functioning on our own brain cells, we're not sucking off the same brain cell, we're all adding value to each other. It's like showing up to the party. You show up to the party with some steaks, your buddy and his wife shows up with some mashed potatoes, someone shows up with some Jack Daniels. I don't know. I mean, what are you bringing to the party? Like, you got to be bringing something to the community, you know? And if you're just starting out here, obviously you don't have to bring anything. You know, you're the new guy in town. You just show up, and that's all we ask. But over time, like, always be looking to advance your knowledge and stuff. And so if you guys are seeing something in a chart where you see great tech and you see a dip, like just like a flatline dip where you're like, oh man, this thing's like a sleeping giant, let us know. I found Manetha because I knew about Manetha from back when it ICO'd. I was listening to podcasts. I listened to the CEO, and we're talking about Manetha when it was at 36 cents. Manetha has had its time of going up. It's not always been this, you know, bastard coin that no one's talking about. It's had its time where it was big. Anyways, this is more about Electroneum, so let's get back to Electroneum, right? So, yeah, I mean, if you're new to this channel and you're just watching for the first time, just bear in mind that there is a high total supply and a high max supply that's going to be there. It's not there yet. But Electroneum, this thing is kind of, in a way, it's a sleeping giant. I mean, people have, you know, if you've been watching my videos, you know I keep talking about those guys who keep saying Electroneum is going to be $30 for one cryptocurrency coin. $30 for one Electroneum. I'm cool with keeping it short-sighted right now because I don't like to get into something and get let down. So I'll say, okay, if it goes up to 30 cents, hey, and I bought in at 2 cents or 4 cents, maybe I'll take some profit, right? But if it goes up to $1, I'll obviously still have a core position for that also. So you got to have like kind of two positions. You got to have your trading positions for when it goes up 2 times, 3 times gains, and then you got to have your core position that you're going to ride out for the long term. And where's that long term? Where are you going to sell Electroneum? If it goes to $10, are you going to sell Electroneum at, you know, is $10 your price point for your long hold, or is it $1, or is it $5, or is it a time frame? Is it, let's see where it's at in 365 days from the time I buy it, and then if it's at a nice price range, I'll sell it then, or I'll make my mind up then. You know, so but your trading position, hey, once it hits $1, all right, I'll trade it. I'll exchange it. And, you know, if it goes to $1 and then it pulls back to 83 cents, maybe you can buy in with more. You can get more at the same price. So if you sell 2,000 or 5,000 Electroneum, and, you know, maybe you can get 5,600 because you sold at a profit when it went down. Thoughts like that are where you guys got to be thinking. That'll put you in the position to make, to grow your portfolio's wealth, your position, and also you're kind of taking profit here and there. You're not just riding it out for the long haul always, but you're also not day trading always. So you're taking an approach that allows you to make money along the way up, so you're able to get money while it's going up. That's what we're talking about. But you're also not selling out in the case that if it goes to the moon, you're not going to be like, dang, I should have kept my positions. You know, I should have waited till it went to $5 instead of selling at $1. So if you have your position that can go to 5, and you have your position to like make some money or get your money back on the investment, that's kind of the positions we're talking about. And you guys can do that with a cryptocurrency like Electroneum, where you can buy so many at such a great price. And like I said, when it goes on to Bittrex, more than likely I would anticipate more market capitalization to come in once it gets added to more exchanges. And you saw on here, they're already saying, which one do you want us on? Everyone's like Bittrex. If you're not already signed up with Bittrex, you should go get signed up with the exchange called Bittrex. Also, if you're not already following us on Twitter, you can, Altcoin Buzz IO. Just make sure you put the IO at the end. And follow us on InvestFeed at Altcoin Buzz. So pretty cool, guys. Electroneum, they're going to finally release those coins. And they're relaunching Electroneum by middle of next week. Big news for Electroneum. Anyways, guys, if you're new here, subscribe to the channel. If you have been watching these videos, go ahead and click the bell notification next to the subscribe button. That lets you know when we drop videos so that you guys can tune right into any sort of news that we're talking about if you guys really enjoy Altcoin Buzz. Also, let us know in the comments some thoughts. And yeah, thanks a lot to all the support out there. You guys are the reason why we do this. If it wasn't for you guys, I would just be at my house, in my office, looking at crypto all day without sharing any of this information. So thanks to you guys. Let me know that this is the stuff that you like. This is Jeff with Altcoin Buzz.